How about this little note? No touchdowns allowed by the Seahawks defense on a possession following a turnover in their last 22 games. Longest streak since 1978. But it's first and goal for Detroit after the fumble by Metcalf.
Even last week, Geno Smith threw an interception, gave him the ball first and goal at the 6-yard line, and they held him to 3 points. So this defense has been stout down here.
Hand off to Gibbs, a walk-in touchdown. And the two-headed monster with a hug. Montgomery, Gibbs, man, they're good back there, and they each have a touchdown.
Coyote Awashika, the starting left guard tonight, because of the shuffling of the offensive line, makes the key block. Just an excellent job getting pushed, and Gibbs reads it, comes off the block, and scores.
And the extra point. First one was iffy. Second one is iffy, but good again. And it's a 14-0 game as the Seahawks have the fumble with DK Metcalf. The return of officially 49 yards by Carlton Davis, and Gibbs takes it in. More after this from our ABC stations. Downs in 3 minutes and 13 seconds, and Troy, the offensive line, controlling the game without their Pro Bowl center Frank Ragnow.
Yeah, they've looked awfully good, and we talked about Coyote Awashika getting the start. He started the NFC Championship game last year, and he did a nice job. And I know that Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson, everybody was very confident that he would come in and play well tonight, and he really has. He's made some key blocks.
Well, it's a 14-0 game. Seahawks had a little something going last time they had it, but with DK fighting for extra yardage, he coughed up the football, and here comes Geno Smith, who came into this game completing passes at 75%. Off to a really good start. He's been a Pro Bowl quarterback each of the last 2 years.
A lot of the quick passing is why his completion percentage is as high as it is. I go back to how aggressive Detroit has been. I would expect Geno to start trying to take advantage of some of those looks.
Just the second run of the ball game for Seattle. It's Walker over the left side getting 3. He was an oblique injury late in week 1 against Denver, a game where he put up 103 yards on 20 carries. So back-to-back starts for Zach Charbonnet, who had a career-high 91 yards last week. There's Zach. And they've got Walker back, and so far it's been number 9 out there for the Seahawks. 2nd and 7. Quick throw. Pass right through the hands of Pharaoh Brown. He was open. Geno Smith put it right on him, and it went right through his hands.
Couldn't tell if it was deflected or not, because Aiden Hutchinson maybe got a hand on him. I'm not quite sure. Nope. But I think that it got on Brown in a hurry, and he didn't even touch it, really.
Well, the Seahawks need a couple of first downs to let their defense catch their breath. It's 3rd down and 7. Time runs out. Geno, nice pass. Out to his right, stopped and found Jackson Smith and Jigba for 10 yards and a first down.
Well, Jackson Smith and Jigba, he really does a nice job here. He's got a good feel, when they go zone here, where the holes are. He just sits it down. He does an excellent job. Another one of those Ohio State receivers that just was well coached in college and came on strong towards the end of last year and has done some good things this year as well. That's a good group they have, those top 3 wide receivers.
Smith lets it fly, and it's broken up. Strong coverage by Davis, and he's seen a lot of DK Metcalf tonight.
But you see Carlton Davis, he's just sitting on it. You can tell he's just backpedaling. He's kind of on his heels a little bit, and he has been throughout this first half. He's just been sitting on these routes, and that's why I keep waiting for them. He ran a double move last week for 70-yard touchdown, and there's got to be one coming up soon if Carlton Davis is going to continue to play him as aggressively as he is.
This one floated for Brown. Short gain. Well played by this Lions defense. Anzalone and Pascal. And Josh Pascal getting his chance to do some more. Second-round pick 2 years ago out of Kentucky, but they've lost Marcus Davenport with a torn triceps. He's on IR. And so Pascal, it's on him.
It is on him, and injuries have kind of derailed the start of his career. Second-round pick in 2022. He's only got 2 career sacks, but they need him to step up opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. They've been looking for somebody. That's why they brought Davenport in to begin with.
He's on the sideline on 3rd down and 7. Gino with a flag down in the secondary. Gino is tripped up. Smith brought down by Anzalone, but a flag is down. And it's against Detroit.
I think they might get Detroit with the way they treated Metcalf.
Holding. Defense number 23. A 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Here's the penalty on Carlton Davis, and he's been getting physical with him. Like I pointed out, he's been sitting on some routes. The safety has got his eye on Metcalf, but he's been playing more in the middle of the field. So they've got Carlton Davis has been true one-on-one with DK Metcalf, and he has been aggressive with him.
9 of DK's 10 routes tonight have been against Carlton Davis, and they're lined up again. First down. Play action. Floated for Lockett, and he is out of bounds with a nice pickup on first down of 6. Pascal had pressure, that time on Geno Smith.
With this defense for the Lions, they're playing with such good confidence right now that every bit that Seattle is trying to get, every yard, I mean, they're having to earn every bit of it.
Walker out of the backfield, flag down on the far side of the field. They're letting this play go for now. Walker's got a first down. He was brought down, but evidently wasn't down by contact, but a flag is down on the far side of the field.
I'd like to see that one again if he wasn't down.
Offside. Defense number 41. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
So there was a flip right here by Kenneth Walker on the body of Anzalone, and he didn't go down.
There's a lot going on there.
Twice.
I mean, that was a pretty good wrestling move that Anzalone puts on him, but you're right. He does not go down. Knees don't touch, and then he kind of brings in another WWE move right there.
Wow. And the result of the play is a first down. Here's Walker. And there's not any room out there to his right. A gain of 2. And Carlton Davis, who was the Lions player of the game, if you ask Aaron Glenn, for that win last week, is there. And they've really been happy with the way he's been willing to tackle as a corner.
Well, he comes from Tampa Bay. And, you play for Todd Bowles, kind of the same thing. You're not going to be on the field very long if you don't get involved in the run game and tackle. And Carlton Davis is a big physical corner. This is a little different style, this man coverage that he's having to play more of here in Detroit than what he did. More of a zone corner in Tampa Bay.
Second down and 8. This one for Metcalf. He's got it. And touchdown. Perfect throw from Geno Smith, and then DK Metcalf somersaulted into the end zone. And a 30-yard touchdown as it stands now.
Well, here it is, here the matchup. Here's the safety. He's keeping his eyes on him, but yet he's not able to go influence it and give a true double because he's got to work over to that sideline. But just an outstanding release by Metcalf. Here's a look at the finish. And the elbow was down and the ball was short.
10:46.
The tackle by Joseph, and they have gone to replay assist. And they're going to mark him down just short of the end zone, but inside the 1. And with video assistance, it's 1st and goal instead of a touchdown for Metcalf. Walker did not get it. Gino has played a lot out of the shotgun this season. Not from under center. He was back there, handed to Walker, and he's just back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal.
Well, Detroit just gets such pressure.
Now there's extra men on defense as flags fly, and we get a look at no room for Kenneth Walker.
Defense had 12 on the field. That's half the distance to the goal line, and replay 1st down.
And that player for Detroit is checking out. That's Pascal. And we're back to 1st and goal with the ball literally inches outside of the goal line. Here's Walker able to bounce it for the touchdown. No room inside, and so to the outside he went. And an impressive drive put together by the Seahawks.
Well, Aiden Hutchinson gets an amazing push right here, and you can see there's just nowhere then for Walker. I mean, he runs right into it, takes the blocker right back into Walker, and then he bounces it. But unfortunately for Detroit, nobody there to contain, and allows Walker to take the edge.
And the lead has been cut in half. Well, that was a nice response by Seattle. And like you said, they had to earn every yard going down the field. Walker earned the touchdown from 1 yard out.
Last possession, just an excellent release by DK Metcalf. And I've just got to believe that with that single coverage, that is going to be a tough matchup for Carlton Davis throughout this game. And you've got to believe that they're going to try to keep getting the ball to DK, and eventually I got to believe the Lions have to give a little bit of help with some safety, which they've not done up to this point.
For more on DK, let's go down to Lisa Salters.
Yeah, Joe, back in 2018 when he was a sophomore at Ole Miss, DK Metcalf broke his neck in a game, was initially told he'd never be able to play again. He says he remembers lying in a hospital bed, not knowing what his future was going to be like. He describes his journey back to the field as a miracle and never has to look far for a reminder. On the inside of his right wrist, he's tattooed a series of numbers, his patient number from that time he spent in the hospital, Joe.
Yeah, so he had everything, I'm sure, thrown into question. It's why he slid down into the 2nd round when he got picked. But what a pro he's been. Here's Amon-Ra St. Brown on 1st down, a completion for 8. And Tyrell Dodson, the former Buffalo Bill, is downfield to make the stop, but a good start to the drive for Goff.
Good start, and that time Mike McDonald brought 5 people on the rush, and Goff hangs in the pocket, does a good job.
Time runs out. That's Witherspoon in his face, and that is Laporta making the catch and the run after the catch, but a flag is down now in the secondary. A gain of 9 for the moment for Sam Laporta.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 50, a 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
It's Trevis Gibson who is guilty of the face mask, and that's 24 yards of field position with a catch and the penalty.
Well, they're going to come here, and then Gibson's going to drop out, and that's how they get the matchup with Gibson then out there on Sam Laporta. They're trying to give, which is what McDonald does. It's simulated pressures. They want to show that it's a blitz, but it was only a four-man rush, and then Gibson kind of gets caught out there trying to cover a pretty talented tight end.
Who's off to a slow start after a big rookie season. Here's Gibbs. And Gibbs is good for 2. Just to show it to you, here's the face mask by Gibson. That added 15 yards to the end of that 9-yard catch and run.
You know, and Sam Laporta, he was questionable all week. He had an ankle injury in that game against Arizona and wasn't sure we were going to see him. And then talking with Jared Goff, he says, guy looks as healthy as I've ever seen him. You know, so he's moving around well.
Here's Gibbs bouncing it. First down plus. Love has to make the stop. Got a good block from tight end Brock Wright along the way.
Yeah, 2 tight ends. They go Brock Wright over here and then Sam Laporta, and the 2 of them, they do their job. They seal off the edge, and Gibbs is able to take it. So good in open space. It's a good combination that Detroit has between these 2 guys, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs.
6th rushing first down of the game for the Lions. 8 to go in the half. Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Witherspoon, who you love, comes off his guy to make that stop. This guy is as tough as anybody in the league.
He is an unbelievable player. We talk about corners. We mentioned Carlton Davis, how these guys like to tackle or will tackle. They're willing tacklers. This guy, Devin Witherspoon, he seeks contact. It is incredible how aggressive and how physical he is. He fights off the defender and is able to make a big-time play.
Jamison Williams could not hold his block at 2nd down and 7. Gibbs takes it down inside the 20. 3rd down coming up, a gain of 4. He's a guy who is from Pensacola, Florida, began playing football not until he was a junior in high school. All-American in Illinois, 5th overall pick, a Pro Bowler last year, and he plays all over.
He reminds me so much of Charles Woodson when he had his great years with the Green Bay Packers, and the closer he got to the ball, the better he was, and that's how Devin Witherspoon has been as well.
Goff keeps and now hits. First down, Laporta. With the ball sitting just outside the 5.
Here he is. You're going to see it's all about timing. So Laporta hangs in there and he sells that it's a run. Everybody then trying to get underneath the crossers on behind him, and it opens up Laporta for an easy completion.
First time in almost 20 years the Lions have gone with the black jerseys. Their alternate uniforms, their alternate blue helmets, not used since the 50s. Offensively, they're rolling in these unis. 1st and goal. They moved it just outside the 5. Play action. Back of the end zone was open. Amon-Ra St. Brown down to the 1. A gain of 5.
It's such a good design because it looked like Jared Goff could have kept it. He doesn't run, but you're going to see Amon-Ra St. Brown come in, and he just kind of he initially is showing that he's blocking, and then he just sneaks there in the middle of the field. And there was never a doubt as to where Goff was going to go with the football. He had the edge. One of the things is a defense, you don't have to worry so much about Goff running. It's not something he does a lot of.
And now flags.
12 players on defense in formation. Half the distance to the goal line. 2nd down.
Each side has gone 12 men on the field on defense, and now this moves the ball just outside the goal line. And big number 92, Quinton Bohanna, comes off the field, 6'4", 355. And the only question it feels like now is who's going to get it. Tailback is Gibbs. Takes the handoff and is in for the touchdown, his second of the night.
It's just good, tough running. Rayshon Jenkins, he's got a chance to get him, and he fills the hole, does a good job, but just good, tough running after contact to punch that in.
Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, will tell you he's got his run plays, and he doesn't care which back is in, and that includes down at the goal line.
And it includes the passing game as well. It's a nice luxury they have.
This a little better from Jake Bates, and it's a 14-point game again. Another good drive put together by Detroit. And we're back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.